Hey guys, I'm Mike.
I'm Dennis.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. And today we are going to show you how to play Worn Wanderers, a game designed by Dennis Perlstein himself. He is in studio with us today. This is his game. He is going to show us how to play it, and we're actually just going to play it right before your very eyes today. So, Dennis, why don't you take over?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Worn Wanderers is very unique in that we designed a fully wearable game. Right, so if you attend conventions, right, or you're going to your local friendly game store, right, you can just mount it on a lanyard like we have here, a backpack, jacket, what have you, right? And when you run across another player, it's designed to play very quickly, but still offer some deep strategy. So you go up to either a stranger, right, or the friend that you've played with a million times, and you say, hey, you want to get a quick game in? 10 minutes later, you've got a new friend and a new game in.
Nice. So when you're standing in line to get my autograph at the Board Game Rundown booth at Origins, you can play this while you're waiting. It's going to be a pretty big line, but this will kill time.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent.
Right, yeah. You can only stand in the Gen Con line to get your badge for pickup so many times before you're like, why am I not playing a game right now?
Exactly.
Right? And so, yeah, I mean, that combined with, the pins really sort of brought this into existence.
Roll call line. Excellent.
Yeah. But yeah, without further ado, I just, this is all of our fancy, production mock-ups, right? But I'm going to set this stuff aside for a moment so that we can bring in the boards for the teach. As you can see, we're both wearing our lanyards, but for the sake of the teach, we'll use this overhead camera. There we go. All right, so... in Worn Wanderers, each person is going to have a team of 4 characters or 6 characters. We've done 6 in the starter set, so you'll have a full team ready to play right from the get-go. All right, you can see over here we've got our, that's the Legacy of Power starter set from our Kickstarter, and the Might of the Wild starter set is over here. But that aside, right, we've got our teams of 6 characters in 2 columns of 3. Every character is built with a series of cards on them, a level 1, 2, and 3 card, and then behind those is some number of loot. Right, every character is guarding loot that your party needs to survive, in the harsh post-apocalyptic world of Delry, which has recently sort of fallen from a magical artifice, level to ruin, right? And so it's bands of wandering survivors trying to guard the resources that they need to survive, right? Okay. So you come across another band, and, they're going to try and take your resources, you're going to try and take theirs, right? So the first one to get to a number of resources equal to the number of characters you're playing with will win, right? Typically that's... 6, but you can, like I said earlier, play with just 4, right? In which case you'll be playing to 4 loot. Goal of the game, right, is to attack other characters to reveal that loot card at the back. And the way you're going to do that is your turn. You just pick one of your characters to attack one of your opponent's characters. They will do an amount of damage equal to their power, and they have health equal to their health there. And so you'll compare those stats, right? So, for example, let's say that I would like Lord Aaron Noya here to attack Hagmother Neb. Right? You can see Aaron has 12 attack to Neb's 6 defense, so we know that will be enough to defeat her card. Likewise, Hagmother Neb has 11, and Aaron has 5, which is also enough to deal the damage back when he attacks her, right? So it'll be a mutual exchange in that case. If you made that attack, you would take the top card of each character, rotate it out of the way there, and you can see that now you've got a level 2 card, right, on both of these characters. They've just, they've gotten smacked. Somebody's trying to beat them down, right? And so they have to up their defenses, right? It's like... when you get punched, the adrenaline kind of kicks in, right? And so we're on our level 2 cards now.
Oh.
Yeah, this is for real.
On guard.
You're trying to steal the things that I need to survive, right? So we go up to our level 2 cards, and these characters are fighting that much harder to survive, right? It's very much about you know, like, okay, we got to stop him here, and if not, there's our level 3 card, which is, you know, the absolute, like, you know, animal in a corner, like you'll go crazy. That's your highest power level. But yeah, so your characters will advance in power as they get pushed, you know, closer and closer to the brink, in order to defend that loot that they need. So that's the bare basics of the turn, right? Is just picking a character to attack another character. But savvy viewers will have noticed that in some cases we also have things like poison or combo abilities. Those can really make combat, you know, a tactical affair. It's really interesting how you use those, right? Because depending on the timing, it can really make or break your game, right? So, for example, Serial Killer here is using poison when she attacks, right? So even if she, you know, like, doesn't do a lot to you, right? It's just a scratch. If her blade is poisoned, right, it's going to get you. So poison, any amount of damage will be enough to defeat a card, right? So, for example, this 5 is not a very high stat, right? But even this, you know, big booty tear your bones apart here, right, with his 11 health, that 5 is still going to be enough, right? Because as as big and strong as he is, right, he will get poisoned. So that attack would be enough to defeat him, right? And you also see that's a good attack because it's not enough for Terrier to defeat Serial Killer in the counter attack.
Okay.
Combo is taking an adjacent character orthogonally and adding their stat to the relevant stat, right? So this is a power combo. So you'll take this 3, right, and you could choose to add one of these characters' power, right, in a combo attack with Bernard. So Bernard could attack with 12, right, 3 plus 9 power. So he could be a 12-8 when he attacks. Okay. You will also note, right, there's little sword icons on those abilities. So that's only when you attack, right? Okay. There's different abilities that you'll see that only trigger when you defend, right, with a little shield icon.
Gotcha.
So getting your tempo right, you know, is another important aspect of the game, right? Making sure that you know, give your opponent the ability to use their abilities, right, if they're attack abilities. Because sometimes they look really scary, but only while they're attacking, or, you know, vice versa.
So that's one turn, right? You just pick one person to attack, and that's it. And then you just rotate until we've got, it was 6 resources shown?
Yep, 6 loot.
Okay.
6
loot.
Yeah, at its core, very simple game, right? Okay. Like, we knew when we were designing it, it needed to be something that you could play quickly and simply in line. But, yeah, I think you will find that it is tactically engaging. So if you're ready.
I'm ready. I noticed you're wearing this one. So that should be
yes, I am.
On that side. And we could just play with these because I think the top-down will be easier to see than we don't have these zoomed in very well. So totally these are our visual aids, but this is how we're going to show the gameplay here. So I'll let you start.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you pick. I know that was probably a dangerous decision.
Well, no, it's
He's probably play tested this 1,000 times. It's like, oh, perfect. I know exactly where to start.
I do know my outs. I'm not gonna lie. But so an interesting thing. You're welcome to make the opportunity, right? As a concession to second player, you do have the option to choose if the combat is your bottom 4 pins, your top 4 pins, or all 6. Right. So, like, let's say that you see something over here that's a scary character you don't feel well equipped to deal with. You could, you know, make it a non-issue.
Oh, I see.
Right. Or like maybe, you know, you feel like the matchup of your top 2 and my top 2 favors, you know, you. So you'll say, oh, well, we're only going to play with the top 4, right? And remove those. So there's a bit of like recourse. You know, for a starter game, it's fine. 6 is a lot of fun, right? It kind of gives you the full range of experience. So it's up to you to pick.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like as a second player, that does fall to you. So it's not a bad move to be a second player.
All 6 it is. Oh, wait, you're going first, right?
Yes.
Or are you letting? Okay.
Well, it's up to I'm happy to let you go first. Okay. All right.
I mean, I have an idea of what I do, but I'll just I already conceded. So
sure. Well, so we'll get it started in just a real crazy sort of way. Let's go. I'm gonna have Wilhelm Rex here attack Hagmother Neb. Right. So my 10 damage to your 6 is enough. Right, and your 11 is enough to defeat my 7, right? So we both take that top card, and we rotate it out of the way there.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
In that event, then we're just going to directly counter that, and I'll have Hagmother Neb attack Wilhelm Rex right back. Oh, wait, 14 health. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the attack number. Jeez. Okay. Got to be smarter than that.
No worries. Yeah, I mean,
okay.
you'll also find too that like different colors will have different strengths, right? So purple tends to be one of the more defensive ones, right? Only blue really out defends it. So this is going to be a slightly more challenging card to overcome.
Okay, so let's go with, I will have Tyria Bonesaparte. Bonesapart. There we go. He is going to attack the serial quiller. I need to look at the correct number. All right. I know I can take out Lord Aaron Nova, so let's do that. He's getting whacked.
Yeah, right. So you're doing 6 to my 5. I'm doing 12 to your 11. We're each going to take some damage.
They're both going to die.
there.
I was trying to avoid that, but let's just move forward since I keep looking at the wrong number.
So in some instances, it's the right move. It's really interesting, right, to do the mutual because, like, yes, you've lost a card, but you've also leveled up to your next highest card.
That's true.
Right? Which
That's
is
true.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get the poison into play, right? I'm going to have Serial Quiller attack. Let's go for Vernard because you do not have enough to defeat me, right? So I'm dealing 5, which was normally not enough to get your 8, but I'm poisoning. So Vernard will take a damage, right? And you will deal only 3 back to me.
I can handle all of that damage. That's not true. I was trying to be the opposite of Bernard the Humble.
So Bernard the Boastful?
Bernard, yeah, levels up. He is now Bernard the Humble and upgraded. But oh yeah, so he wasn't enough to do anything back to you. Okay.
Correct.
And I've now lost my combo ability there. So all right, he probably knew that was back there.
Have access to Pierce, right? So Pierce is an ability that, again, that's an attack ability, right? You can see the sword icon there. Pierce is going to do excess damage onto the next card. So damage doesn't normally persist, right? It's, either you defeat the card in that turn, right, or you don't. But in this case, right, like let's say you pick something with sufficiently low defense, right? Like what's behind Shifty Ray's other card? Is it 8 or less health?
Poison.
Because right, like if it's 8 or less health, you will deal 8 to this card and 8 to the next card, and you might be able to get 2 at once.
Okay, I think this is the time to do it since they both have relatively low health, and I'm assuming they'll probably get higher as we go, maybe. So let's try it on the lowest one. So Pierce is going to attack the Serial Quiller.
Fair.
So that means I have 9 left over.
9.
Not enough.
11 defense.
Okay.
But you have taken out my poison.
And the poison, if it matches,
meter beat.
Okay. I had to try. I wanted to see if I could get that Pierce thing to carry over. Alrighty.
All right.
And I'm assuming at no point in time are you able to look through these and see what's behind them, or are you?
Well, so we do, not in the starter set, but like there is a mechanic that allows for that where you can like outsmart an opponent if you know what their next move is going to be.
Sure.
But you would have had the opportunity to build your deck, so you would know yours, right?
Oh,
like
sure.
if you care to ever check, like feel free to pick it up and be like, which loot is
so
this
you
character?
can create these combos before you even start the game, in other words.
Yeah, absolutely. These are just the out of the box starter sets,
right?
But you're absolutely able to mix and match and build your own team, customize their abilities.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. So let's have Serial Quiller attack Chieftain Ducorno. So 11-11 versus an 8-8.
Yep. So, yeah, he can't do enough back to him. All right. Well, then. Let's have Bernard the Humble, who is extremely humble, attack. I can't read that one on the bottom right.
This, Rekka Rosie?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
We're attacking her because she cannot hit me back.
No, not yet, but then she turns into a 17-6.
Well, now she can. Now she's intimidating.
Yes, very scary. Okay, so having awakened her wrath, Let's have her defeat Terry Bones Apart while I can, because I've got that 17 attack.
Yep, and he's going to hit back.
Yes.
So
but
now you got 3 loot.
I have scored 3 loot.
Right.
So we have Rosie has upgraded to a 17/6 with cancel this time. Cancel, relatively straightforward, right? I can just cancel your abilities, right? So when I attack, if you have something defensive that I'm not particularly well equipped for,
Gotcha.
right? That's the card that I would want to have access to.
Okay. Let's have Father Eyeshot get involved here, and he will attack that bottom right one again. Yep.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Goodbye, cancel.
That is,
but you got,
that is
you
pretty
got
brutal.
Me back very heavy as well, so that's gone.
Yeah, so 2
Now
loot.
I got 2 loot.
2
All
loot
right.
to 3 loot. All right, first one to 6.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. So I've got 2 level 1 characters.
What is the values in loot?
Yes. So every team has 2 1 loots, 2 loots of 2 and 2 loots of 3.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. So
I was making sure there wasn't a 4 in there, and I could get you with 1 more kill here. So just
if
checking.
I'm really lucky, I can get your 3 loot and your 3 loot, right? But I got to know where it's at, right?
True.
Like, who knows if you're bluffing me, right?
Oh, it's totally right here. I don't know. You picked these, not me.
Well, yeah, we
These are
did
the
build
starter
them.
sets.
Like I said, I know my outs. I think that is where it is. If I'm being honest,
I was kidding. I think it's your turn.
Yes. Let's have Shifty Ray attack Chieftain Ducorno, because that is a level 1 card for a level 2 card, and that feels like a positive trade.
Right. Okay, so this guy has Pierce and Guard. Guard is one I haven't seen yet.
Correct. Right. So we've covered that. Let me. Can be a little tricky on these flat boards for sure. Got to make sure those corners. There we go. All right. Yeah. So Pierce, we've covered. Right. You'll note that's on defense. So when I attack you, I can't do it with this like too low health. Right. Otherwise, I'm going to get blown out in response. Does that make sense?
So
Pierce does damage onto the next level.
Right.
Right. And this is defense. Right. So when I attack you, you will be piercing onto my next card.
Oh.
So,
okay.
You know, like that 17/6 into a 17/6.
Right.
Neither of those would have been good attacks into here because,
Okay.
yeah, those would have hurt on the backswing. Guard will allow Chieftain Ducorno to guard an adjacent character. So if I target one of your adjacent characters, you can say, you know, Chieftain Ducorno's guarding that person. Pick a different target.
Okay.
I can pick any other target, and you can only do that the once per turn, right? So I can't go Hagmother Neb, and you say guard, and I say Eyeshot, and you say guard, right? It's just once. And, you know, maybe I go for Chieftain Ducorno instead. But, right, if you play it right, you can keep a key character alive for 1 extra turn.
All right, Mr. Chieftain is going to take out Shifty Ray there, and he cannot hit me back.
No, not very strong. Okay. But Shifty Ray has a poison combo, right? We've covered both of those, right? But Shifty Ray has poison on attack and combo on defense. So, bit of a jack of all trades. Let's do Serial Quiller into a Shad. So 11-11 into a 12-11.
Okay. Whoops. Okay. Then.
Oh, shoot. That was dumb. I've made a fatal mistake.
Uh-oh.
I mean, not fatal, but... Right, so we've talked about cancel.
Yeah.
Right, getting rid of abilities in particular.
Oh, and I could have guarded him with him too, but oh well. Okay, so Chieftain is going to attack Shifty again. I want to see what loot he's got back there.
Sure thing. So I have combo on the defense, right? So the best I can get... Oh, no, that... yeah, okay. That's fine. So we'll combo these powers, right? So I will be a... what's that? 16-13 for this attack, and we will trade.
Yep. So 1 more loot.
1-1.
I got to find your 3.
You got to find my 3. That is true.
I'm just going to slide that over there.
Yeah, here, like I said, these boards can be a little tricky if you're not prepped for them.
Okay, so
There we go.
what other one am I getting close to? I've only got
yeah, so, right, we've got the little tick marks on the
Yep.
bottom here, right, to indicate level. So you can see, right, Serial Quiller's on level 3, level 1, level 2, level 2, right?
Yep,
So
you need
Serial
to wipe
Quiller
out
is, I
Serial
think, your...
Quiller.
Yeah.
And I don't see that I have a big enough attack to do that. Oh, no. Failure.
In particular, right, you've just isolated a Shad, unfortunately, right? He's got nobody to combo with.
Yeah.
So you've lost a big attack there.
Oh, boy. Okay,
Well,
so
I think it's me, right? This was your last attack.
Yeah.
Not that I think I have anything particularly flashy to do other than, well, we got the 1310. Let's just do this. Let's do Wilhelm into Darcy Winthrop.
Okay.
Oh, new ability. Ranged has entered the battlefield. Ranged is characters with ranged will get the opportunity to deal damage before characters without. Right. So if you attack and 13 is enough to defeat you, you won't actually get up to Wilhelm to do the damage. Right. When you attack him.
Okay.
He will shoot you down as you come up to attack, and then you won't do any.
Well, all right. We're going to have Hagmother attack Lord Nova up there.
Sure thing. They will trade. Okay, so I got my 10-7 cancel combo on health. So, Tanky Boy, because I will have 17 defense at the moment. But that is not quite good enough to protect myself from Hagmother Neb there. With 21. So I think we just have to be proactive there. And have... Danton, because Danton's still on level 1, so that's a low card to give up. So I'll have Danton attack Neb.
Boom.
2
6 loot.
Right, so I've done 2, 1, 3. And that is game.
I just out of curiosity, if I was able to hit you with Hagmother here to the Serial Quiller, did the Serial Quiller have 3 loot back there? Just 1. All right. That was the only one I could have got.
Yeah, these ones are definitely built a little more aggro.
Or yeah, I guess
yeah,
I
this
got that
right.
one.
I think that
was the 3.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. There's kind of like trying to figure out which one to like how many layers deep you are. That kind of motivates who you attack, and you don't know which ones have the 1, 2, or 3 loot, which makes it really interesting for sure. Awesome.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's definitely like there's a lot of neat tricks we've learned about the game just kind of by playing it, right? The design has really kind of come alive in its own way to where like one of the things that we've realized is it's really tempting when you have a level 3 character, right, to attack with that character right off the bat because like they've got the best attack. Mm-hmm. But if you abuse that character too much and they get defeated, you're going to be left with a bunch of level 1 characters, right, who haven't really entered the fight. And then you're going to be on your back foot the rest of the game without, powerful attacks to use against your opponent who may have leveled up their field a little bit more, by distributing the combat. So
very cool. Yeah, this is I could definitely see playing a quick little pickup game at cons, sitting in lines for sure. It's a very cool idea. So what was the date again for your Kickstarter?
Yeah, so the plan is March 23rd. Which is in conjunction. We're going to be at PAX East in Boston. So if anyone's going to PAX East, look for us there. We will have a booth and we'll be demoing, giving away some cool exclusive stuff like convention promos. But yes, March 23rd on Kickstarter. And then I believe, are you going to put the links in the videos or should I plug the website specifically? What's the best?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Yep.
So you'll be able to find the link in the video, or you can find us at www.wornwanderers.com, or just search Worn Wanderers on Kickstarter, and that'll take you to our pre-launch page.
Awesome. And you may remember Dennis was on Whiskey Wednesday with us last week. Tim met up with you at Gen Con last year. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. So this whole thing kind of started. We were at the Charity Board Gamer Mixer and met Tim and just hit it off. And
awesome.
Yeah, so this is the culmination of getting to come in and meet you guys. Yeah, that Whiskey Wednesday was a lot of fun. I may have had a little. I was not a whiskey guy. I did my vodka, right? But like, yeah. And I realized after we ended, I was like, there were so many threads that I was just like a little too tipsy to connect. But
it happens to the best of us, that's for sure. So
I told like 95% of a lot of stories. But,
I'm guilty of that all the time. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, Dennis, we're really glad he came in the studio. This game is really cool. I'm looking forward to producing more content on it. We are going to do one of our regular Kickstarter previews. Now that he's taught us how to play, we'll get the other guys to play it, and we'll give you our opinions on it. But yeah, really glad you were able to join us in studio and show us how to play. Keep an eye on Worn Wanderers coming to you in March.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. I've been Mike.
And I've been Dennis.
We'll see you next time.